Okay. So powers and exponents. So some terms that we need to know for this chapter. The big number, that's called the base. And then the small number in the corner, that's the exponent. Or the whole thing is called power. Right? So in this case, my base is -2 because there is a bracket around the whole base, so my base is -2. And the exponent in this case is 4. So if we were to write out this, -2 in brackets to the power 4, it means -2 times -2 times -2 times -2, which gives you positive, right? Every 2 negatives make a positive, so it's positive 16. On the other hand, notice this one, the negative sign is outside the bracket, and so that means your base is just the number 2. And so it's the negative on the outside, and then 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And as a result, because there's only one negative, your answer is just -16. Okay. Same thing right here. So in other words, this one, it doesn't matter if you have that bracket or not, because you're just doing 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, right? So that bracket was useless. Okay, so similarly this one. Okay, so this one, the -5 is in brackets, so my base is -5. So my bracket is in my negative is inside the bracket, but why is my answer negative then? Yeah, Sean? Because it's only 3 times. Remember, every 2 negatives make a positive? So positive times another negative, you get negative. Okay, so just because that negative sign is inside the bracket, it doesn't mean your answer is going to be negative. It depends on the exponent. So in other words, even exponents would always give you the positive. Odd number exponent will give you the negative, because every two negatives make a positive. Okay. Okay, so right, this is very important. A power of 1. If the exponent is 1, we get the number itself. For example, 5 actually has an exponent, and that exponent is 1. So 5 to the power of 1 is just 5. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so on the test, I might ask in a multiple choice question, what is the exponent for the number 5? And your answer would be 1, right? It's not 0. 0, we'll get to that later on in this chapter. Okay, so example, represent 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 using a base and exponent. And so in this case, if we do it backwards, we can just rewrite this as 7 to the power of 4. And here, -2 times -2 times -2. Don't forget the brackets. Without the brackets, your answer is wrong. So it's -2 in brackets, Q. Alright, so can you guys take 5 minutes now? Try these ones right here. And we're going to take it up in less than 5 minutes. Let's see how many you guys can get this right. How many of these can you get right? Okay, first one. I'm gonna go around the class. So Gia, do you have the first one for us? No, pass. Okay. Sophie? Pass. Rachel? Good. Okay. So when you read this, you'll say 8 to the power of 5. Okay. Thank you. Safian, do you have this one? Pass. Okay. Yeah, if you don't feel comfortable saying, you can just say pass. I have no problem with that. Kira. 8 to the power of 2. A little more. What's your base right here? Yeah, what's your base? What's your base number? The -8, right? So including the negative, right? So you need brackets. If you don't put brackets, you didn't do the whole base. Okay. Thank you. Naomi. Perfect. Negative 27. Hassan? Okay, so but what's negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5? Yeah, so do you have a calculator on you? So, okay. So I like the negative part. Yeah, you got the negative right. But okay, any 125. Yeah, so on the test, it's not enough to just tell me negative 5 times 5 times 5. You have to tell me the actual answer as well. Because the question says evaluate. Okay, any answered already. So, no, we're taking this off. Well, you have to know if you did it right, though. I like your confidence, but I want to make sure that you did get it right. Anjali? Negative, sorry? 1024. Good. Brianna?
Negative 36.
Good. All right, and notice right here, it's negative because the negative sign is outside the bracket. Bella?
Negative 128.
Thank you. Cindy?
Positive 81.
Perfect. Positive because the negative is inside the bracket. And so negative 9 times negative 9 gives you positive. Jennifer? Oh, good. Okay, this one is a little tricky. The negative on the outside, and then negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 gives you negative 8. And then so negative times negative and a negative together gives you the positive 8. So this one was tricky. So, Mohini, sorry? Negative 16, good. The negative on the outside, and then this, negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 gives you positive 16. So then your final answer, negative 16. How many of you got all of these correct? Good. See, the confidence. Okay, let's say this one. I feel so sick that day on the test. I have no idea. I can't think of anything. I need my calculator to help me then. Alright. If you're putting this on the calculator, make sure you type it in as is, like exactly as is. So in the first couple of class, I point out the negative sign and the minus sign. So make sure if your calculator has a negative sign, you use that. So negative bracket, negative 2, close bracket. This is the exponent key right here. It's either a key like this, or a key like this on your calculator. This button is the exponent button. So do look for it on your calculator, see if you can find it. Okay. When you press that and then 4, it should give you negative 16. All right, so you have your calculator to help you. Oh yeah. Some people always ask, so Miss, how do I know if I'm putting a negative sign in the calculator or minus sign in the calculator? Read it out loud, quietly in your head. Yeah, so that I don't hear all of you guys saying it out loud on the test. When you read this, you'll read this as negative bracket negative 2 close bracket to the power of 4, right? So when you read it as a negative, that's when you use the negative sign. If I were to say something like this, I say 1 minus 2, that's when I use the minus sign. Okay? So, on to the back. So that was, I know you guys learned about that in grade 7 and 8. So now let's talk about multiplying with powers. So given this, 2 to the power 3 times 2 to the power 4, all that means is you're doing 2 times 2 times 2, and then another 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So altogether, how many 2's are there? 7. So it's 2 to the 7. Similarly, 3 to the power 5 times 3 to the power 3, altogether, how many are there? 8. So 3 to the power of 8. So what do you notice about any pattern? Sean? You're just adding the exponent. 3 plus 2 gives you 7. 5 plus 3 gives you the 8. And that is the pattern for multiplying powers with the same base. The key word right here, same base. If it's not the same base, you cannot combine the exponents. So this pattern tells us that when we multiply powers, we keep the base the same and just add the exponents. Into 15. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. So. Okay. So remember, you keep the base the same, and you're only adding the exponents. Okay. So let's take a look at this example. Simplify by writing as a base to a single power. So here we have 2 to the exponent 8. What about this one then? I know you have it on your sheet too. What would you get here then? Pedro?
15 to the power 16.
Perfect. 15 to the power of 16. Bye. Okay. So take 30 seconds. Try these ones. If you can go in 30 seconds. Okay. And there goes your 30 seconds. Nice. "15 seconds. These ones, if you see it on the test, you shouldn't take you should be really quick with these. Okay, another 10 seconds. Okay, and read the question carefully. It says to write it as a single power. So you're not evaluating. You're not evaluating them, you're just combining to write it as a single power. Okay. So let's take up these 6. We'll continue with Sophia. What did you get for number 1? Okay, so again, the question says write as a single power, not evaluate. Because I see a lot of you guys were using your calculator. Yeah. So what does this simplify to? Sophia? Yeah, that's it. 2 to the power of 5. Haley? Number 2? Pass? Okay. That's okay. Jasmine?
Number 2 is 5 to the power of 8.
Good. Pedro?
6 to the power 6.
Good. Sonia? 3 to the power 5. Michaela?
2 to the power 10.
And Antonio?
9 to the power 14.
Perfect. Okay. Nice and easy. Let's see. Okay. Let me add in one right here. I want to write okay. Write as a single power. What about this one right here? Okay. Boys. Psst. Okay, I gave a challenge question here. I gave one more. Okay, can you write as a single power?
No.
Why not? You're right. But I just like your reaction. You were like, no. Okay. So why not? Not the same base. Cannot rewrite as a single power. Because it's not the same base. Alright, my base right here is 2, my base right here is 3, so I cannot combine it. Okay, but what if I say evaluate? If the question says evaluate, can I evaluate? Okay, if the question says evaluate, can I evaluate this? What would my answer be? Sorry? 100, how'd you get that? Calculator, okay. 2 to the 2 is 4. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So when you multiply it, you get 108. Okay, so you see the difference between the word evaluate and write as a single power? Alright, so I want to make sure you guys know the wording. Otherwise, on the test, you'll get it wrong if you don't know the wording. Okay. I'm gonna skip a page first. I wanna just go over the. Actually, should I? Okay. You know what? Let's go in order. Take 10 minutes. 5 to 10. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't think you guys need more than 5 minutes. Try this page. 7 to 23. So just take 5 minutes. Number 7 to 23. Number 7.
I cannot find
Number 7.
Negative 5 to the power of 7.
Negative 5 to the power of 7. That's what he said. Anything you want to add to your answer?
Oh, brackets, yeah.
Yes.
I do everything.
Yeah, sure. Oh, but if I heard Diction said I wrote everything in bracket. If he wrote this, am I gonna mark it right or wrong?
Wrong.
Wrong. Your base is negative 5, so only the negative 5 is in bracket. Okay, so this is right. Sean.
Okay. Negative 2 to the power of 5 with brackets around negative 2.
Good. Okay, I like that full answer. Cyrus? Number 9? Pass? Okay. Rebecca? To the power of 11? Perfect. Okay. And Yusuf, number 10. Perfect. Exponent 12. Okay. Okay. Back to you, Gia. Number 11. No. Okay. Pass. Sophia. Sophie. Sorry. Pass. Okay. Rachel. Good. Okay. And Safian? Okay. 15. Yeah, that's it. Good. All right. This one. This is the question that a lot of you guys asked me question on. 13 times 5, 13 to the power of 5 times 13 to the power of 8. Okay, wait a minute. 13 times 13 is not 3. Why did I get 3.02? Scientific notation. Good job. It's actually times 10 to the power of 14. So we will get into this later on in this chapter. That means you have to move that decimal place over how many times? 14 times, yeah. So it's actually like 3 trillion something. Okay, so, but if we were to just write as a single power, it's just 13 to the power of 13. Much easier. So which seems to be easier? Single power. Okay. Single power. When you simplify it to a single power, it's much easier. You can actually evaluate. If you don't believe me, if you try to do this on your calculator, what is your calculator going to show you?
Error.
It's going to show you an error. You just killed your calculator. So, right, for all of these, you can just rewrite it as a single power. So 22 to the power of 17, 104 to the power of 20, and 92 to the power of 56. One thing that I saw when I came around, just because the numbers are super big, doesn't mean you change your base. Your base, you never change it. You're combining your exponents only. So your base stays the same. Okay. Use a calculator to evaluate each of the following, then simplify each by writing a single power, which seems easier. Same idea. You can do it with decimals as well. So 2.7 to the power of 23. 3.2 to the power of 35. Okay. What if we have 3 numbers? You do the same thing. Okay. So just combine all of them together. I can do that because all 3 have the same base. So this would be 3 to the power of 15. And this would be 2 to the power of? Good job. Right. Simplify each by writing as a single power. Hint, if no exponent is given, it means there's an exponent 1. The first one is started for you. Okay, so the 4 has an exponent 1. So all together, it's 4 to the exponent 8. Good job. What about this one? Equals 5? 2 to the power of 5. Trust me, people just write 5. And this one is 2 to the power of 4. Good. Again, another question from random question for me. 3 to the power of 3 times 3 to the power of 8 times 2 to the power of 5 times 2 to the 2. Okay. Simplify. So let's say the question here. The question says simplify. Okay, so if the question here says simplify, what would you simplify this to? Pedro?
3 to the power of 11 times 2 to the power of 6.
Good job. All right, that's simplify. Why isn't it? How come it's not 5 to the power of 5 to the power of 17? Not the same base. Okay, shh, ladies. And now what if I say the question evaluate? If the question says evaluate? Oh, okay. Okay, what do you get if the question says evaluate? It's possible. Your calculator can do it.
11337408.
Yeah. So that is 11 million. All right. So on your calculator, if it says evaluate, just use your calculator. Don't do it in your head. I don't want you to spend the 75 minutes doing this in your head. 3 to the power of 11 times 2 to the power of 6. Type it in as is, and you get your answer. So with these one, just remember Remember, it does not equal this. Okay, or 6 to the 17. Or 6 to the 11, 17. Okay. Trust me, I've taught this course so many times. I've seen people somehow decided to add the base or multiply the base, even though they did a whole page of the same thing. So be very careful. Okay, last part. Dividing powers. Okay, so if when we're multiplying, we add the exponents, what do you think we do when we divide? Yeah, so when you're dividing powers with the same base, again, same base, we keep the base and then we subtract the exponents. Subtract. Okay, so this one, 9 to the 12 divided by 9 to the 5. We subtract the exponents. 12 minus 5, we get 9 to the 7. 24 to the power of 32 divided by 24 to the 15. Same base, so we can subtract the exponents and we get 17. Remember division, Annie. Remember the division? We can write it with the symbol or we can write it with a line, division line. Right? Right, Annie? Right, so we can either write it like this or write it like this. It means the same thing. It means division. So it's 7, take away 3, you get 4 to the power of 4. Okay, same thing right here. You get 5 to the power of 1, or simply just write it as 5. So let's just do these 6 real. Okay, let's do just 1, 7, 13, and 19, and then my lesson is done. Okay, who can give me the answer for this one? Number 1, write as a single power. Michaela? 2 to the power 2. Done. Number 7. Petro? 4 to the power 2. That's it. Done. Number 13. Michaela?
-5 to the power of 4. Oh, but you gotta put the 5 in back.
Good. Perfect. Okay. And the last one? Number 19? Okay, Mohini says -8 to the power of 5. Yeah? You're dividing, so you are subtracting the exponents, right? 9 take away 4, you get 5. Okay. Dikshan.
-32, 7. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Good job. See, I didn't say anything. I was like looking. What does the question ask you? Evaluate. On the test. I'm not trying to trick you, but on the test, you're going to get both type of questions. So you have to read your question very carefully. So -8 to the power of 5. Your answer is actually -32,768. Okay, so make sure you read the question carefully. Okay, so that's it for the lesson. For the last 20 minutes, just finish the whole package. You can finish in the next 20 minutes. It's plenty of time. Yeah. So the rest of the package. And so the ones that I didn't circle, you have to do these as well. Okay, starting with number 2.
My friend is running for rep.